Get the idea about this Ampere circuit law, we are not going to study about the continuity equation for time varying field, right? So you note this term, we are talking about time varying fields, right? That means we are not talking about any field which is static. Here we are talking about field which is changing with time, right? So let us see what the continuation equation is and how we can derive the expressions. So first we will see that, let us write it for you. Charge flowing out, that is I'm talking about current, right? So charge flowing out through a closed surface in some volume is equal to the rate of decrease of charge within the volume. So this is a simple case. You can see that some amount of charge is how much charge is flowing out from a closed surface is actually will be equal to the rate of decrease. I mean the charge which is going out, certainly that amount of charge will be lost or it will be reduced. So we can say that charge flowing out through any closed surface in some volume is equal to the rate of the decrease of charge within that volume, right? So that means I will be equals to minus of d dt of q, right? So let us take this equation out. Minus is because it is reducing, so this minus term is coming. This is I, and this minus is because the charge is being reduced, right? Equal to the rate of decrease, so the charge is decreasing, so this minus sign is appearing. Now here in this expression we can say where I is equals to, we have just done in the previous class that I is equals to closed surface integral of JDS, that we have seen in our previous class, where in the relation between J and H, right? Here there we have seen this expression, and also I is given as this, and also Q is given as rho dV, volume integral of rho dV, where rho is the volume charge density, right? Now we'll substitute these values. So substituting these values in our equation 1, so what will appear? Will appear is thus closed surface integral of J ds will be equals to negative of del rho del t dv, right? So this is a closed surface integral. So we have substituted the values. Now we arrived at this expression. You have to remember that you know these terms. Also let me write it for you again. So J is the current charge density and rho is volume charge density, right? So now while we arrive this expression, now we got this expression, let us write it as expression number 2. So from here now we will apply this Gauss divergence theorem in the left hand side, right? So now applying Gauss divergence theorem in left hand side, right? So what it appears? So it appears that volume integral of del dot j dv will be equals to minus del rho del t and dv, right, in terms of v. So we have converted into Gauss divergence theorem. As you know that it converts from surface to volume. So that is what I have done, because this part, I mean this part is your volume. So this is v. So one is surface, another is volume. So we, for equating, so we need that both of this either to be in S or in V or in terms of V. So just this S I am converting it into in terms of V by applying this Gauss divergence theorem. So this has came. So therefore from this expression we can write that del dot J will be equals to minus del rho del T, right? So this is your expression of, or rather it is known as equation of continuity for time varying fields. So this is your expression, final expression. This is the expression of the equation of continuity. Only one single thing that you have to remember, that we are considering that there is a volume and some amount of charge is there, and that is why I am using this term rho. That is our volume charge density. But in some case there might be no charge is present. So in that case, that means for steady current means where this current is not changing in terms of time. I mean, it is not changing, it is a static current. So we can just, you remember this thing, for steady, for, let me omit it, smaller part, for steady current, that means current which is not changing with respect to time, we can say that rho is constant. That is, our volume charge density is constant. So we can write it as del rho del t is equals to, will be equals to 0, because this rho is constant. Therefore the continuity equation in case of steady current will be del dot j will be equals to 0. So this is your expression for continuity equation in case of steady current. I mean, where this is not, I mean, the field is not changing with respect to time. So this is, in that case, this is the continuity equation. And the other equation which we arrived, what was that? That was del dot j equal to minus del rho del t. This was the continuity equation for time varying field. This is for time varying field, and this is for steady current where the time, I mean, field is not varying with respect to time. So this is all about continuity equation, right? Now after this, after we learn the concept of this continuity equation, we'll now move to our case where we will discuss about the modified Ampere circuit law, right? Modified Ampere circuit law, I have told in my previous classes also that Ampere's law, when we discussed, there should be that Ampere circuit law is a part of Maxwell equation. So now we will see why this Ampere circuit law was also known as Maxwell equation, one of the Maxwell equation, or particularly Maxwell's fourth equation. Now that means Maxwell did have some contribution over the Ampere circuit law, so that it can also be called as the Maxwell circuit law. Now in this part of our discussion, we will see what is the contribution that Maxwell did to the Ampere circuit law, right? So let us start from here, from Ampere circuit law. From Ampere circuit law, what we got, you have remember the Ampere circuit law, where we have got this closed line integral of BDL, that was equals to mu naught into I, right? That was the Ampere circuit law. And also from here we have obtained, that is, we have able to write it in terms of H also. So this is closed integral of dl, a line integral, is equals to I, right? So let us consider as this equation as our equation number 1, right? Now let us consider, let some current is distributed through the surface with current density J, right? So this J term we have also discussed while in our previous class, where we discussed this Ampere circuit law. So now in this case we are considering that some amount of current is distributed to the surface with having some current density J, right? So therefore we can write I is equals to closed surface integral of J ds, right? That is also we have discussed while discussing the relation between J and H in previous class. So I equals to closed surface integral of J ds. We consider it as our expression number 2, right? So now from 1 and 2, what we obtain, 1 and 2, we can write that line integral of H dl will be equals to closed surface integral of J ds. Why? See, in the right hand side here is I, here left hand side is also I, so we can equate these two things. That is what I have done. So this line integral of H dl will be equals to closed surface integral of J ds. So we mark this as our expression number 3, right? Now we will apply the Stokes law as I said before. So now applying Stokes law, we will apply this Stokes law here. Stokes law at the right left hand side in LHS, that is our left hand side. So what appears, what comes, line integral of H dl will be equals to surface integral of del H ds, right? This is our expression number 4. Let us consider this. So this is why this is applying the Stokes law. As you know that Stokes law converts line integral to surface integral. So this size is surface, this size is line integral. So we need to convert it in same dimension or in respect to the same variable. So that is why we are converting this line integral into surface integral by applying Stokes law, so that both sides, I mean this side is, you can see this line integral has been converted to surface integral now. So now we can write, therefore from here, therefore we can write the surface integral of del cross H ds will be equals to closed surface integral of j ds, right? J ds, right? So therefore from here we can write del cross H equals to, now this is H in terms of S, this is also in terms of S, so we can write del cross H is equals to J, right? So that was the relation we previously obtained. Up to this we have discussed in our previous class also. So this was the relation that we obtained. Now as we know, this is the differential form, so we can write it. So this is the differential form of Ampere circuit law. Okay, so now what we'll do, we will simply take the divergence from expression number 5. Okay, so let us now make some space. So you remember up to this expression 5, you remember, after that I am using the divergence or taking the divergence from expression number 5, right? You can definitely move back and see what the expression. So from 5 we take divergence. So taking divergence, what will get, del cross, this is the divergence that I am using, del cross H will be equals to del dot J. So we have taken the divergence, you know that it is a dot represented by dot. So here we have got this, but we know that divergence of curl of a vector is equals to 0. That was the property that we have obtained from I can write it from theory of vectors. We have learned that divergence of curl of a vector is equals to 0. So therefore we can write del cross J will be equals to 0. So this is continuity equation, again continuity equation for steady state current, where rho, that I've discussed it before, where rho is equals to 0, but for time varying field it is del dot J equals to minus del rho del T. So you can see there is some problem. That means we are getting from the discussion, we are getting del dot J is equals to 0. But this equation represents the continuity equation only in case of steady state current. It is not the representation in case of time varying fields. And we know for time varying field the right hand side will be minus del rho del T. So there is some inconsistency, I would say. So let us see. So we can conclude that there is some inconsistency. Right, now we will see. So here the contribution of this Maxwell appears. I mean, to solve this inconsistency, Maxwell contributed this some concept which we will add and see the generalized form, right? So let us write it modification, or let us give the heading as modification. I mean, this modification, by modification we mean that what Maxwell actually modification did. I mean what Maxwell modified in this case, right? What Maxwell did, now Maxwell put del cross H is equals to J plus JD. So this term, this JD term is a new term which is being introduced by Maxwell, where this JD is the current density for time varying field, right? So this term has been introduced by Maxwell. So now what we will do, we will simply take the divergence. So taking divergence, what comes, del dot del cross H will be equals to del dot J plus del dot JD, right? So this appears. So therefore now since we know the divergence of curl of a vector H is equals to 0, therefore we can conclude that del dot J plus del dot JD will be equals to 0. This side will be 0 because this side will be equals to 0. So this side also will be equals to 0. Therefore from here we can write that del dot J is equals to minus del JD, right? We obtained this expression. Therefore also from here we can write that minus del rho del T is equals to minus of del JD, see, right? And now, or rather I can say from this expression we can also write that del, I'm just taking cancelling the minus terms, so del dot JD will appear as del rho del T, right? So up to this is okay. Now we will see from the differential forms of Gauss law, right? From here now from differential form of Gauss law, what we have got, del dot D is equals to rho, or I can write that del dot del D del T equal to del rho del T. This I can write. Therefore I can write del dot del D del T will be equals to del dot JD, right? Therefore we can also write this JD equals to del D del T. So from here therefore we can finally conclude that del cross H will be equals to J plus del D del T. Here is the final form of Maxwell's circuit law, or the modified, this expression gives you the modified Ampere circuit law or Maxwell's, this is particularly fourth equation. So this is your Maxwell fourth expression. See, previously what we have got previously del cross H equal to J. This was the relation that we obtained between H and J and H. Now this is the contribution is Maxwell did, because if we consider this, we can generalize, we cannot categorize, or there is some difference which is appears for in case of steady state and in case of time varying state, as you have just seen. So now in this case we are considering both steady state and this expression can be applied in case of both steady state and in case of both time varying field. So this is the generalized form of Ampere circuit law, or certainly we can call it this modified Ampere circuit law. And within this law, this part is the contribution of Maxwell, and that is the reason why this Ampere circuit law is also known as the one of the Maxwell equations, because of this contribution, right?